Something's been feeling off lately. You still love teaching, but the spark, well, it's just not burning quite as brightly as it used to. You're not at the end of your rope, but you're definitely not skipping into your classroom each morning either. If that sounds familiar, today's episode is for you because maybe you're not burned out, maybe you're just running low on motivation, and there's still time to do something about it. Let's dig in. Hey friends, welcome to Enjoy Teaching Again, the podcast for teachers who love the work but need a little spark to bring the joy back. I'm your host, Elizabeth Peterson, classroom teacher, arts integration specialist, and passionate educator of over 25 years. If you're overwhelmed by behaviors, disengaged students, and long, exhausting days, you are not alone. But together, we can turn things around and you can teach with confidence and purpose again. So locate that cold coffee of yours, find your favorite pen, I know you have one, and let's dive in. It's time to get inspired and enjoy teaching again. I want to tell you a story. No, a tale of two plants. One sits in a pot right outside my front door. It's cheerful, it's hardy, it's beautiful. It's got hot pink colored flowers. And yes, I sometimes forget to water it. But when I notice its droopy leaves, I give it a drink and within hours, it perks right up. All it needs every so often is a little attention and some water from me, and it just keeps blooming. But then there's the one in a pot behind my house. It's out of sight, out of mind. It's been through more heat than it should have. It's gone too long without water, and sadly, it's pretty dried up. Now, I went out there and watered it, but it's going to take a lot of work to get that one back. Our motivation as teachers, it can feel the same. Some of us are just thirsty and need a quick drink every so often, and others, we've been scorched. But if you're still showing up, you're still caring about your students, you're still trying, even when you're tired, even when you're overwhelmed, you're that front door plant. So let's take a moment and get some water. Because burnout is real and it's serious. It's not just about being tired, it's emotional exhaustion. It's detachment in a sense that you just can't anymore. It happens after long periods of sustained stress and feeling like nothing is changing no matter what you do. And I've seen these teachers. They're upset about a lot of what's going on. They do not feel like they have any say in what is happening inside their classrooms, let alone their school or their district. And for many of these teachers, their burnout is affecting their personal life and their health. And if that's you, I want to help you. But here's the thing, not every teacher who's struggling is at that point of burnout. Some just have a motivational slump. They still love the work. They actually do love teaching. They're just weighted down by everything else that comes with it. And you're here, you're listening, and that tells me that you're still invested. And that's pretty powerful. Now, we're going to get pretty real in this episode, so please get ready, okay? Get ready for a few truth bombs. And look, if you're listening to this and nodding along, maybe even thinking, yes, that's me, I still love teaching, but that spark is just not there right now, I want to invite you to take a deeper step with me. I've been working with teachers for over 19 years now, and what I have seen again and again is this. It's not that teachers aren't trying, it's that they're missing the right kind of support, the kind that's encouraging, that gives you clear, simple, creative steps that you can actually take inside your classroom. And inside the Classroom Reset, which is my brand new 6-month group coaching program, we focus on you, the teacher behind the lessons. You're going to get practical, creative strategies that help you reignite your motivation, that recenter your mindset and rebuild those rhythms of your classroom in a way that feels calm and clear and helps you feel like yourself. I'm going to walk you through the simple steps, there are 5 of them, that bring life back into your daily routines, like classroom management strategies that help your students' behavior to improve, We're going to look at arts-based practices that help build connection in your classroom and mindset shifts too that help you to enjoy teaching again. And the best part, these strategies are not going to feel like extra. They're designed to fit into your real everyday teaching life and help you reset before the burnout completely takes over. And you can get more information at theinspiredclassroom.com/reset. Now, I want to have this opportunity to really talk to you about one of the biggest factors I see teachers struggling with when it comes to low motivation and ultimately burnout from teaching. And then I want to get into how you can actually remedy that low motivation so that you can start to feel a little bit more alive in your classroom. Sound good? All right, so what is that big factor that so many teachers are struggling with in their own classrooms? Well, it's a lack of autonomy, a feeling that you just don't have control over so many things inside your classroom. It's really an unfortunate and pretty bad feeling, but there's a lot in teaching that's out of our hands. I mean, am I right? Mandated curriculum, mandated lessons that we have to teach in a certain order and in a certain way, administrative decisions that really affect us, sometimes even school culture. Sometimes we can't even control the grade level that we teach. But there are many things that we actually can control. Think about it. We can control how we connect with our students. We can control how we bring creativity into our lessons, even the ones that are scripted. And we can control how we take care of ourselves, both outside and inside of our classrooms. So I want to talk to you today about the 4 ways that you can stay motivated and prevent total burnout. Okay, so the first way to stay motivated is to celebrate wins. Now, someone listening has just rolled their eyes. Was it you? And I can feel it. I can feel it because that would totally be me if I was listening. But there really is something to pausing every so often and really thinking back to some of the things that are going well. You can call it a moment of gratitude, or you can make a gratitude list of things that are going well, either in your life or in your classroom. I'm telling you, counting your blessings is a very valuable strategy for us as humans. And being grateful, counting your blessings, celebrating your wins, it's all in the same vein of seeking out the good things and reminding yourself that there are good things happening, whether that be in your classroom. And of course, this also works in your personal life too. Inside the Classroom Reset, there is this amazing bonus training by a wonderful educator whose name is Sheila Kennedy, and her training is about making room for joy. And one of the things that she talks about that I just absolutely love is something called joy spotting. So this is where when you see something that brings you joy, you stop for a moment. You take a moment, pause, let it soak in. And this idea of joy spotting has really connected with me. I do it when I'm taking a walk with my husband at the beach and I look out at the ocean and just take in all of the beauty that I see. I did it a few nights ago when both of my kids, who are 18 and 19 right now, were sitting at the dinner table with my husband and I, and we were chatting and laughing. I just paused and took that moment in. And there were also days in the classroom where maybe the entire class, for just a few moments, is all quiet and focused on their work. That's a joy spotting, right? Or maybe when a student has that moment where something just clicks for them. Or on the playground when you see a kid going over to another and just be nice. That's all joy spotting. Things that bring you joy, that make you smile. Celebrate those moments and take them in because they do make a very big difference in your mindset. All right, the second way to stay motivated is to build relationships. And again, this is something that is so overly talked about in recent years. I know, but it's so foundational, not just for learning and creating a great learning environment, but also for keeping ourselves motivated. Think about how your relationships with your colleagues can affect how you go into school every single day. If I'm working with complete jerks or people who are negative, I'm not very motivated to go to school. Now, you may or may not be close with the people that you work with, but there is something to be said about putting in some good effort to connect with others. Maybe that means going into the teacher's room and having lunch together and being part of the conversations in there. Or maybe you go for a quick walk and visit a friend that you barely see because they work on a different floor or in a different pod of your school. I found myself doing that a lot this past school year because if I didn't, I would barely see some of my friends that were on other teams. Doing a quick check-in with your teacher neighbor or visiting the office to chat with the office staff, those relationships can really make a big difference in your motivation to get to school every day. The third way to stay motivated is to make one lesson all yours. I want you to look at your week and find one moment where you can do something your way. Maybe you find a lesson that just lends itself to something that you specialize in or you're super interested in, and you want to just add in a little creativity in there. Or maybe you're teaching a lesson that you've done over and over again, year after year, and you can somehow breathe new life into it by teaching it in a different way and still getting to the point of the lesson. Even within your constraints, you can carve out space for some creativity. I will always stand by the idea that you know your students best when you're with them every single day and you have a good sense of what's going to work for your particular group of students. So make a lesson more individualized for your students and for yourself. Do one thing this week that lights you up. It could be that you transform an entire lesson with some arts integration strategies that you learn inside the classroom reset. Or maybe you just do some quick, simple, creative challenges that fill in little pockets of time in your day. It doesn't have to be super fancy or take up too much time or effort. It just has to be a little bit of yours. The final way to stay motivated is to reset before it's too late. You do not have to wait until you're totally and completely burned out to finally think that, I need to make a change. In fact, one of the most powerful things you can do for yourself and for your students is to recognize those early signs of low motivation and respond to yourself with some care. So maybe this means adjusting a routine that just no longer works, rethinking how you start your mornings, or simply making space to breathe during the day. And that's what we do inside the Classroom Reset. When you're ready to go deeper, to really reset, I want you to join the Classroom Reset. It's my 6-month group coaching program where we focus on practical, creative strategies that help you reclaim your motivation and reconnect with what lights you up inside of your classroom. Because when you feel better, everything else follows. You know that feeling when your phone dips to about 8% battery? It's not dead, but it's not going to last long either. You could keep scrolling and hope for the best, or you could plug it in and recharge it. Listen, you're not done. You're just on a low battery and you need to plug yourself in. You're not dried out like that plant that's sitting pretty dead behind my house. You just need some water. So let's keep you motivated. So those 4 ways that you can stay motivated again are: number 1, celebrate those wins. Number 2, rebuild and build some of colleague relationships inside your school. Number 3, make one lesson just yours. Add a little you inside at least one lesson during the week. And number 4, reset. Reset before it's too late. And keep in mind, you have the ability to reset your classroom to keep yourself motivated and, dare I say, enjoying your teaching. I hope this episode inspired you, encouraged you, or gave you a fresh idea to try. And if so, I would love for you to take a screenshot and text it to one of your teaching buddies. I'm so grateful that you landed here with me today, and it would mean the world to me if you would leave me a review over on Apple Podcast. Thanks so much for being here, and I'll catch you on the next episode. This is Elizabeth Peterson reminding you to get inspired so you can be inspiring to your students and enjoy teaching again.